figure it out.
And
someday.
we're live. One day we'll have a good intro where we're not fiddling with our sticks and knickknacks.
Fiddlestickies,
Yeah.
fiddlesticks and nicks.
Welcome to Marriages for Quitters, where I forget to turn the volume down on my phone. That was my fault that time. I'm Lucas, and
I'm Lindsay.
we're learning today to quit being each other's and be if person.
Quit being selfish and be your person's person.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
One day we're just gonna sit and
One
stare.
sweet day. What were we
I don't.
Boys to Men.
Sorry, that's yeah. Okay.
We were talking about them earlier.
Before my time.
Wow.
That's old people stuff. Well, you are a cradle
Wow.
robber
I am.
with your drinking your old
My
lady
tea.
tea. Oh,
Drinking my tea.
drinking my tea.
It's what is it doing to my throat? It's coating my throat or something. I don't know.
throat coat.
I got something you could coat your throat with. Go ahead. Go
Hey-yo,
ahead and say it.
hey-yo.
Go ahead.
When I was like first recording music, I did like 1,000 different regimens to make sure my voice was in the perfect condition. And it's so funny because I used to stress out so much in the studio about, tracking in my vocals and getting them perfect and all that. And like, I got to drink my tea now, eat my black licorice, gargle this, do that. And now it's just like, I'm just like, la 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 la. And it's like, I don't even care anymore.
Is that why you like anus? I mean, anise.
Was that an accident?
It was on purpose.
Yours just so
Feisty.
yeah, feisty.
I got all the jokes tonight.
You badger.
No, anise, whatever. That black licorice flavor.
I think
disgusting.
I think it's pronounced anise,
Anise.
but I could be wrong because my grandma used to put it in her cookies all the time.
And
R.I.P.
disgusting.
Grandma.
But we still
And
love you.
it
Grandma.
I loved it. It was my favorite cookies.
Okay.
That's why I put a cookie on the ofrenda and then
Say cookie again.
cookie.
You sound like a baby.
Cookie.
Give me cookies.
You cookies.
Cookies.
Before our dog ate it off. So what are we talking about today, though?
I got to pick it, and we are talking about spirituality.
Spirituality, which reminds me, I was emptying the ice bath earlier, and I totally forgot about that. That's where I go and I pray.
So now you can't pray ever.
No, I'm just hoping I'm not ruining the motor.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
you didn't like. Anyways,
Hey, you know what? Give me like 13 seconds. Keep talking about what we're doing.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, so he's checking the ice bath, and I'm all alone. Somebody talk to me. So we're not being rude. We wanted to have like a live chat, so you can say hi. Look, I'm talking to you right now. I don't even know how to do it. I could be doing it wrong, but come back, babe, baby, come back. I'll just sing to you guys. And I'm in a foodie boo, baby, come back.
We're good.
Okay. Whew. I was sweating. Is your motor exploded?
No, I should have just turned it off, but there was still water in there, and I made a bad, quick decision. So, yep. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. What were you talking about with the people before I left?
Baby, come back.
That was it.
Yeah, that's it. I was apologizing for looking at our phone so much because we're trying to look at the chat. Since we don't have a moderator yet,
Yeah.
I was looking at the chat.
I think I think there might be a way for me to pop it up on the computer.
We're not going to figure that out right now.
You're right.
You're going to
But
do that later.
one day I'll figure that out, and it'll be
One
really
sweet
cool.
day. God, I'm just so full of all these thoughts.
Oh, you know what I could do? Such a dork.
What?
I guess open here. But anyways, this week's
Spirituality. What were we going to say?
I'll say this week's podcast. I beat you to it. This week's podcast brought to you by Gingerbread.
It's okay. I have an icebreaker question. You can answer it while trying. We were not paid for this. I just tried to pick up really weird wine. What'd you just do?
I just popped open our YouTube channel.
Don't do that again.
I'm sorry. Never do it again. No one else could hear that except for us. So
Okay. It's tripping me out, man. Okay. So I want to try a weird wine or beer every week.
Okay.
While we do this. So I just picked up this gingerbread mulled wine. So I thought we could try it. Last week's was disgusting. What did I? It was like mango something. It was disgusting.
It was just sweet, yeah. And I did
Oh,
my
I
scientific,
don't know.
because I'm making a bunch of wine too. And so I did my scientific
I'm gonna like
measurements of a wine that you did like.
Yeah.
And it had 0 sugar at all, 0 sweetness. So
Let me fill your cup. Oh, we should like break bread and stuff since we're talking spirituality and it's like this is the blood of Jesus.
that's a good, interesting smell.
I got this at Aldi. Thanks, Aldi. Whoop, whoop.
So I think it's a red wine.
Okay. My icebreaker question for you has nothing to do with spirituality, but I just like kind of, you know how I do everything. I just looked up a bunch of questions and I was like, stop.
I do. Why am I trapped? I'm trapped in my chair with my headphones.
So this is what I picked. What's the messiest job you've ever had or had to clean up?
The messiest job.
I feel like you would have one. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Is it bad? Oh, no. You're just expecting it to taste bad.
I was expecting.
The messiest job that I've had, I mean, a lot of construction stuff. Tree jobs when I worked for Asplund a long time ago. Working in the middle of winter was, I don't know if it was just messy, but it was like we would walk through swamps in the middle of winter. So it was below, there was snow on the ground, and we were walking through water, just getting soaked, and then just trying to cut this. So that was kind of messy.
Mm-hmm.
But
That would be fun, like stomping in the mud.
it was not fun. It was actually awful. It was probably one of the worst parts of the job. That was when you first start, you have to start working on the ground. So you get all the crappy jobs like that, following machinery. And then later you get to learn how to climb trees. And then that's where all the fun happens.
That seems like fun, yeah.
It's more
Walgreens
dangerous.
is calling me to tell me my crazy pills are ready. Okay. Because I didn't take them today. Anyways, I was trying to think of mine. I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more.
Yeah, messy. I feel like you would get so messy.
Messy, like a lot of woodworking stuff, but I've never. I don't know, man. I gotta think of all the jobs I did. McDonald's, maybe.
My jobs were not. I mean, like Subway. I worked at Subway. Oh, should I tell the story about the tuna?
I don't remember the story, so yes, I wish you would.
This is not messy, but this just popped into my head. I was thinking with messy, I was thinking of our kids cleaning up the poop explosions. That's a job, right?
That was definitely
This is
messy.
okay, the tuna at Subway. So Subway was my first job.
Mhm.
You don't remember this story?
No.
Okay. And I don't know if they've changed it since then. This was like 20 years ago, but you mix the tuna with your hands. Like you wear gloves, but you mix the tuna with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a mouth breather.
You
Okay.
dropped a booger in there.
No. Oh, I know. No. No.
How many times do you think someone's done that?
Stop.
And you ate it.
Stop. I'm sorry, people. Oh, God. I can't handle boogers. Oh,
Don't say the word.
you're so mean.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Stop it. My kids can throw up, poop, whatever, but as soon as boogers have anything, clear liquid is fine. But milky, green, mucusy, oh God, oh God.
I got some milky green mucus for you, baby.
I can't. God.
let me give you some of that throat coat.
What? Throat coat. Anyways, no, it wasn't a booger, thank God. Okay.
Tuna. Yep.
I'm mixing the tuna and the mayonnaise. That's all it is. Tuna and so much of it. Like so much. Sorry. Tuna and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And I was so tired. And my mouth was open and I freaking drooled in the tuna.
Do you guys want to know why you shouldn't eat fast food? It's because no adult wants to work for minimum wage, okay, or these low wages. And so the only people working there are kids like me when I worked at McDonald's, and I used to see how long I could keep a pickle on the ceiling before eventually catching it on a burger.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
like that's stuff that like now I wouldn't do that, but as a kid I was like, this is fun. And it's just like, and
but we're not dead, so I mean,
well, yeah.
our bodies could be a lot healthier.
I wouldn't, like, if I found some hairs in my food, I would just keep eating it. Like, I would.
My hair, fine, but like somebody else's that
Yeah,
you
I
don't
would
know?
just keep doing it.
Seriously?
Even if it's a butthole hair, I would still just keep
You
going.
are disgusting.
Or if I saw a booger in there, like a big old, a very dry, deserty, sandy one.
That's fine.
Yes, I'm trying to calm you, take you back off the edge, and then a
I feel
glob of snow. So, anyways, in times like this, I like to pray and get spiritual.
Well, so I wanted to talk spirituality because I just got back from this Princess Warrior conference, which I've never been to one, and I'm not a huge fan of conferences because a lot of the times they're so cheesy and corny, and they like play into almost like the theatrics of it, to where it's like, doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like I'm really connecting with God. It feels like hokey.
Yeah, it's not authentic.
Yeah. So I don't really like going to those, but since some of my favorite people were going, I was like, okay, I can do this. And to me, the worship was exactly what I did not want. It was hokey, but the messages were so powerful. And I know, like, when you go to those things, just like Christian camps in high school. Did you ever go to those Christian camps?
Like in the summer. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Just
they
summer
might have
camp.
winter ones too, but you go up and you're just like, spiritual, I feel so great, like God is amazing, and then you come down and then you're living in reality, and it's like, how are you taking what you learned into your reality versus like, okay, now I'm home, back to normal type thing. So I wanted to I'm not going to get into all the stuff I learned and stuff because doesn't go hand in hand with exactly what we're talking about, but I thought spirituality was a really important topic between married people, dating people, all this stuff. So that's where it came from.
Yeah. And not just, well, there's like 3 layers there. There's like my personal journey, your personal journey, and then our journey. And not like our separate journeys are going somewhere different, but we have our own struggles that we go through. And so we have, our personal struggles, and then we want to try to be on the same page together with our spiritual journey. For example, it's something like tithing. It's our money, but we have to be on the same page with how much we're tithing, and that's like something that God will tell us. And then, so if God tells me something, you might reaffirm that thing, or say like, I'm not hearing that.
Right.
And then I just have to punch you and say, well, God told me so.
God told me I have to punch you if you said no. I think a big one for us was moving to Michigan, because we both said, like, we're both going to pray about it and come together. And if we both have the same, heard the same thing from God in our prayer time, then we know that it's like a God thing to move. And we had 4 different places that we were considering. Staying in California was not an option. But I knew we had to move for our family, but I didn't know like where exactly that would be. And we both prayed about it separately and came together and but knew that it was Michigan we had to go. And I 100% can see why that is. I mean, we love it here. And
Michigan is a great place.
Yeah. Great place to raise families. Yeah, there's so many things that I miss about California, like the culture, big time. I miss all the different languages and different foods, but I think slowly Bay City and Michigan in general is like getting there. Because when I hear someone at work talking Spanish, I'm like, oh, let me stand next to you. So.
Yeah, well, and there's also like there's a lot of diversity here that we just don't necessarily see.
Yeah, because I feel like they think they need to hide or something, or have their own little, like I saw a hookah lounge.
Yeah, well, there's just not, it's not so prevalent, so
Yeah.
it's not like it's spilling over into like all aspects everywhere, like in LA.
Right.
It's just like Mexicans are everywhere, and black people are everywhere, and Chinese people are everywhere, and all these different cultures are just everywhere because there's so many of them. And here, like, if Mexican people would like to be around other Mexican people to have their heritage, they got to kind of localize
Yeah.
to certain groups and areas, I think. So, I mean, obviously, places like Piños Tacos, you know, there's real Mexican culture around here. Are you
Yeah.
Stop
Nothing.
laughing at me and my accent.
Inside joke between us.
Oh, the penis tacos?
Yeah.
No, it's an outside joke.
Outside.
But yeah, I think that these things do exist, and all the crews. I mean, if you go a few hours south, you've got way more
Mhm.
diversity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's just because bigger cities are hubs. You know, everyone knows about these cities. They go to those cities, and no one really knows about Bay City.
Yeah. I think I also miss like having so many things to do, so many options, but
That too.
I mean, I'm not the best at like getting creative with doing stuff because I'm working so much, and then it's like but anyways, there's, if you go on Facebook and look at groups and stuff, there's things out there. You just have to search more than you did in like a bigger city where it's just like billboards everywhere, and everywhere you go to do something in Los Angeles or a big city, there's a huge line. You have to pay for parking. It's so
Oh yeah, and there's not a
crazy.
lot unless you go to like downtown Detroit or Ann Arbor, the bigger
Yeah.
cities. And even there, you can find free parking. You know.
I know, it's weird. When I moved here and there was like you didn't have to pay for parking in
Yeah.
most places. I'm like, what the?
There's good things about LA. I'd say the beach is cool.
Yeah.
The
But I
weather's
like
a little
the
bit
beach
nicer.
here because there's no sharks and there's no salt.
Yeah. Oh no, like the beaches in Michigan are similar in appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say. You use them less because of the temperature.
Yeah.
Where you could probably go. I mean, actually, I've gone to the beach in the winter in California. Like, you don't like sit there and sunbathe, but it's like no big deal. Well, I don't know. Some people are weenies about cold.
It was a big deal to me, but now I think I could handle a whole winter on the beach in California. I'm
No, you
like,
could
this
just-
is great.
This is fine.
This
What's
is
40
warm and
degrees?
toasty.
40 degrees. Wow, a heat wave.
Anyways, we're squirreling. Sorry. But that was something that we prayed about, came together on, both had the same feeling and heard the same from God and decided to do it. And it was a great decision. And I'm glad that we were on the same page. I don't know that we should have moved if we weren't on the same page. So,
Right, and I'll that's why for like 2 years I was like, you still want to move to Michigan after we already moved?
and I always say yes.
Do
There
you
was like one time I said no.
Do you still want to move to Michigan?
Yes.
Okay.
I miss my family. That's the biggest thing. But
That's the sucky part about all of it. But it's like, it's so expensive there. There's no way we could have this.
no.
And it's not like we need this, but we needed to branch out and be our own family and grow and learn and change. We'd be very stagnant and still. And that's why I felt that God wanted us to go somewhere else. I don't know that it needed to be Michigan. I think we would have been probably okay, but we did have things to lean on in Michigan. You know, if things got really bad, we could, go see my dad, a couple hours away, or
The zombie apocalypse, you mean?
or Clay, my brother, who's 3 hours away. I mean, they're still a distance away, but they're close enough that we can get support, and we have used their support. So I think, it has worked out pretty good and helped us grow and learn.
So you had mentioned in a previous podcast about being unequally yoked, and like the ox, what is it called? Metaphor?
Yeah.
That you used was really great. So what do you think, tying that into spirituality in a relationship, in a marriage, what do you?
Like spiritually evenly yoked. I think that I mean, you could have totally different beliefs. Oh, hey, what's up, JD?
Jay Dizzle.
We were Cali broke. Yes, you could make the money I make now would afford a studio apartment for us. And
all of us in one bedroom.
Yeah, and here we own a 4-bedroom house, 5-bedroom.
Great. 4.
That sounds like a brag. I'm not trying to brag for anyone who has less than that. We work hard.
It's just
for
crazy that the money that you can.
It's a crazy difference.
How far the money goes here compared to there.
Yeah, same income, way different outcome.
Yes.
Well, that's fun to say. What was I talking about now? I forgot everything about it. Thanks, JD.
Being equally and unequally yoked.
Yes. So there's so many different things you can believe and think in spirituality, like different views on. Gosh, my mind went straight to homosexuality. That's like such a hot topic always and forever, and it's so annoying. Like there's so many other things we can focus on.
I know.
But that's just one that's very obvious and out there. People have different views on that in their relationship with God and Christianity. So that's just one thing you can have split differences on. Or tithing, it's another one. Whether you should give money. I've had people argue with me who are Christians who tell me, well, I don't need to tithe. I don't think that's important. God doesn't say this and that, and I'd rather use my money for this and do all these other things. And I'm like, okay. But like me and you, we're on the same page. I think. I hope so. God.
Oh, with tithing, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's other things that we're not on the same page. But when it comes to like spirituality, I feel like we're together. Like we have one huge thing for me is maintaining friendships that aren't all Christians. And that's a big one for you too. Like I love my friends that don't believe in God. Like, and I want to be around them and hang out with them, but then I can always, come home and be with you and we can, like they say, iron sharpens iron or whatever. Like I can feel that like, reboot when I'm with you. And then it's like, not that they wear me out, but it is sometimes like, I'm not a debater. So I don't like, I don't get into those kind of conversations with my non-Christian friends, but there are times where it gets brought up and it's like a little bit exhausting for me because I want so badly to put Jesus in a good light and for them to see like what he's done in my life that when I come home, it's like, I can breathe again because I'm with somebody who's like-minded and I trust and that feels the same way as I do. But I think I love that you and I both have non-believing friends in different religions, but we have each other that are on the same page to come home to. What's JD saying?
Sorry, yeah, I really need glasses, I think.
Yeah, I think.
I think I'm in trouble. He's talking about how tithing is a tricky topic because it can be seen as political with some churches. I get that. And when you see the inner workings of the church, it depends on the way you view the church. I mean, if you see the inner workings and you realize that it's a company, then you understand that there's overhead, there's bills to pay, and there's stuff like that. And I could see that tricky road that you can go down where you're like, oh, the pastor gets all this extra money and does all this and he's living nice while I live poor. And it's like,
well, there are some like mega churches where it's like, you don't need, like, is our money going towards your fancy lifestyle? That's like, like, mansion.
Yeah. For like with Joel Osteen and people like
that.
I'm against mega churches in general. In fact, once I prefer mobile churches, and once they find a home, I start to slowly get disinterested. Like, whoa. Shout out Freedom, shout out Radiant. But yeah, Freedom, like, I think it was, we left as soon as they did get a place, but it wasn't because of that. It was just because we moved.
Right.
But that's what it is. It's weird. It's like there's so much more heart and
But
spirit.
Freedom is all about like giving back to the community. Like,
they're great, but they're still a business. They're still running. They still have people to pay and bills to pay, and they still have stuff to do. But they're also doing great things for other people too.
Yep.
So it's not like they're just taking all that money and mine. And I've been to Justice's house, and he's like, he's living humble, hashtag living humble.
Yeah.
Or he was, back, I don't know. He might be in a mansion now. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah.
Well, that's because he's like a jujitsu master, though, not because he's
Dude, yeah.
loving
Every day
Jesus.
I see a new gold medal he's winning for kicking someone's butt. We had a church fight club, and that was cool because that was a way to give back. And that wasn't like, from tithing. I think it was the donated time from him and from the other instructors at the dojo.
Yeah.
And we did fight club, and we went once a week. Our club was to get together and beat the crap out of each other. And I think that was great.
You see the work they do.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so mega churches, I would just summarize: mega church is bad, small church is good. Take my money. Small churches, big churches.
Well, there's some.
You just like Rocky Peak, sell out.
I love Rocky Peak, but
Yeah.
I love. That's not. No, I'm a Radiant babe. I'm a small church girl all the way. Like when we came here and went to Hopevale or whatever, and I was just like, there's no people connection here. I felt like I was just walking in, seeing a show, and leaving. Like I didn't feel like it was.
We went to Hopevale?
Yeah, when we first moved here and we were checking out churches.
I thought we just went because I thought I checked out one church and you thought that was the one I picked, and I was like trying to, and we went to.
No, we went to Hopevale and I was like, heck no. And that because I think you thought I was going to like it because the music was awesome. But I think
that was just because that's where Will goes.
Oh,
and he was like, let's go here. And I'm totally turned off by that church.
Yeah, whatever. There's great people in
Which
it.
is, if you like that church, that's fine. That's great. But we're about connecting with people. Not saying you can't do that there, but there's a lot more levels and steps to go there. And from experience of people who've been in that church, they've been in small groups and they've mentioned their struggles, their life struggles in a small group. And not one soul in those group gave two shits about that person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a testament to how superficial and the whole thing is. It's all a facade.
Yep. And that's what I'm afraid of my non-Christian friends seeing. Like, I want our marriage and our relationship with God to show that we are definitely not perfect. But I don't know. I want people to see Christianity as something that embraces, each other and loves each other. And we're not superficial and we don't want to listen to your stuff. That's why I was so turned off by that church. I felt like if I were to say anything about anything, it would just be like, just go home and pray about it, honey. And I that's all. Okay. All right. I'm doing that.
There's different obstacles in every church.
But I love my girls, from Radiant, when we're out on our little retreat this weekend, we're talking about nasty sex, nasty. And that's what I love. Let's get real and talk the dirty stuff
now,
about
all
marriage.
these girls are married.
Yes. Sex in marriage. But it was man, this is a bunch of church women talking about this stuff. I'm
telling you, you want to find it.
It's real. I want the
gentlemen
dirtiness
out there. If you want to find yourself a freaky deaky, go to church. Okay? Go to church. Them Christian girls.
Anyways. Jay Dizzle. I just love him.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for sticking around for a second here.
Yeah, man.
Not sex again. Listen, from now on, every podcast is about sex.
We can bring it in all the time.
You know what, Katie?
My sister.
Yeah.
I love you.
Pretty soon, you're getting married in 2 weeks. So
she's
you're gonna
not having sex.
So you're gonna figure out what sex is all about.
Nope, she's gonna stay a virgin forever.
Nope, she's gonna consummate, and then she's gonna be surprised because she's never had sex.
The King girls do not do that.
Face palm. Anyways, yeah, I think that having non-Christian friends in the men's group we have right now with me and the guys, it's a group of some Christians, some non-believers, some people that attend church every week, some people that have it, go to church just for Christmas, and that's totally fine. I think that's great. And JD, speaking of JD, oh, we love you most. Speaking of JD, because he was talking, he laughed.
We met in a Bible group.
Oh yeah, yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
right?
Yeah, I think that is where we met. And then that's when I was like, hey, you play bass? Hey.
Hey, and
He played bass in my band for a while.
You're a hot Mexican boy.
Yeah, I was like, we needed some we needed some color for the band.
Oh, I love it.
What's the word for getting like in a workplace? Getting diversity. We needed some diversity in the band place. Oh no, but he was talking about how men's group is like there's this common thing of like where all the guys just go, did you masturbate this week? Did you look at porn? And it's like it's good to have those people keeping you accountable, but it is like, okay, back off my wiener, buddy. Let's talk about there's more things in life than just talking about the wieners. And for our men's group, we just talk about our marriages, really. And I mean, sometimes you talk about.
Are there any single men in that group?
Stuff. I don't think so. I think it's all married men.
I need some single men for my single ladies.
Oh, gotcha. Oh man, good times. But yeah, so I think it's important to have those. I mean, not necessarily go along with the things that they're doing, because some people do some.
JD said I'm hot.
You are pretty hot.
It is toasty down here. I do this every time. I wear long sleeves.
No, I just color balance you to make you look like you're sweaty.
Glistening.
And I got a heavenly glow about me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Here's something I was thinking about today.
Let's hear about it.
What if you're married and you're not believers or anything? You're Hindu, whatever.
And then one becomes a believer.
Then one changes. Then what?
I think there actually is a Bible verse.
There is.
About this.
Oh my gosh, I love you so
I'm
much.
sorry, I'm on my second or third year.
1 Corinthians 7:12. I didn't even look at my notes. Yes, I did. But there is. But I mean,
I think it says you're allowed to divorce them, but you shouldn't.
They have to want it, not you.
Yeah.
If you want to get a divorce, like if I became a Christian and you weren't a Christian and I wanted to get divorced, it's like, no. But if you, the non-believer, wanted a divorce, then it's biblical or something.
Yeah.
Which I did not know that. That was something I thought the only means for divorce was cheating.
I don't even think that's some of the, it's kind of like you should never get a divorce. And I think Moses set a bunch of rules or whatever for the rules of divorce and stuff like that. But it was like it was like to save the other person or something like that, or something weird. I can't remember because those don't apply to me because I would never need that.
Yeah.
Watch the attitude, or I'm going to start reading Genesis
Okay,
again.
we didn't answer the question. Well,
I think that's where Moses is.
We did for Christians, but what about like, I don't know how other beliefs see it, like see divorce is probably like whatever. But if someone loses their faith, or I feel like if you lost your faith, it would be my duty in life and my purpose to pray for you and win you back. And until you did not want to be married and with me anymore. I feel like that is what it would be. But like other religions, I have no idea. So I'm not going to speak for them. But I just feel like when you get into a marriage, hopefully you're already on that same page. And some people think like, oh, it's just a religion. So why is that so important in a marriage? For some people, yes, it's just religion. Someone can be Buddhist, someone can be Christian, and they get married and they're like, it's okay, we're unequally yoked, whatever. But spirituality isn't really important to them. For me, it's like very high ranking. Like, I want you to understand that when I go to church, it's important to me. Like, my time at church is important. When I'm worshiping and I'm raising my hands and whatever, you're not looking at me like she's weird. Although you do make fun of me because I like rock out.
I did.
But it's not unfair.
I just wish that I had that ability. Like I'm not comfortable enough to do stuff like that.
Which is so weird because you do not care what people think. And I do.
That's incorrect. But a lot of time, it depends on the scenario. But I was just thinking while you said that, it's just a religion. But it's like, okay, I relate to music easier. So I write, say I spend, a year or something working on this masterpiece of a song. Okay, I write it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's the best thing I've ever done. And then JD takes it and says, hey guys, look at the song I wrote. Okay. Now the analogy I'm making here is if you believe that God made the world, and you're watching people all everywhere take credit for their lives and everything they're doing and all these great triumphant things, it's like, it's not just a religion. We're giving credit to the creator, the one who wrote this beautiful song that we're all living on. This is his song. We're in it. We're a part of it. And it's only fair to give credit to him.
You make me want to just jump over there and kiss you. You just make things easy to understand, because I never really thought of it that way.
Well, yeah. I mean, so if now, on the other hand, if you're the person who doesn't believe, then why am I going to give credit? I'm going to take credit. But that's, that's like the battle. It's like, yes, I work now. In the same hand, I can, in his universe, write a song and want the credit for that song, but inevitably it goes back to him, and that's the difference between like a non-believer and a believer. Would be like, I will take credit for my song, but I will give the true credit to God, who gave me the ability, and I thank him every day for he gave me the strength to do this, or fight this battle, or the other day I prayed and pleaded to please God, don't let me have to go to the hospital for my injuries to heal. And literally the next day, I was like, my shoulder's starting to feel like amazingly better, and my back doesn't hurt as much. And I'm like, okay, I think we're going to make it through this. And it could be a coincidence, but I like to give credit where it's due. He is a kissable guy. I feel, do we make out, Jay Dizzle?
You made out with guys? Like,
I don't know. I feel like me and him might have made out at a wedding.
This is a weird topic to start talking about this kind of history. But
so on spirituality, this my male friend. You don't know he was a male friend. His name is Jesus.
Jesus. Oh, that's true. It is.
Are you saying you wouldn't kiss Jesus?
I would.
Yeah. Okay.
But not this one. Sorry, JD, but that I can't. That's like on the cheek.
No, we just have a good time. It's like when you see your friend that you haven't seen in so many years. It's like you get like 5 years worth of good times.
Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Like, I'm gonna freaking jump on my sister.
Yeah. Well, you've got like the bachelorette party and stuff.
Yeah.
So
April is the worst. If I see her, I just run. And
I just love April so
her.
much too. She's just so fun.
I know. I just now I miss her.
She's
April.
My bestie. She should move with us. She should come. We got a room for you, April.
She is not built for small town. No way.
She would be perfect in a small town.
She would be like the town. Everybody would freaking love her, but they would in a big town too. But she is a social butterfly and needs to go everywhere. But anyways, nobody knows who April is.
No, April will do just fine here.
Right. Okay. Anyways.
So we can steal her. Oh, we miss you too, buddy.
Who dat?
We got to hang out, and you got a great location for us to come visit too.
Yeah. Wait, it's not North Dakota anymore.
North Carolina.
Wait, didn't they move though?
Wait.
Hurry.
Did you guys move?
It was North Carolina, but I feel like they moved.
thought it's North. Oh, no, it's Atlanta now. No, it's Georgia now.
That is Atlanta.
Atlanta's in Georgia, but it's not Atlanta. It's Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
So it's not North Carolina. Boo.
I'd rather go to Georgia than North Carolina.
What?
Yeah. Oh wait, is
North
that
Carolina where the beach we were?
Oh,
like, and my mom was like, "We're going to a wedding on the Outer Banks."
Don't you make fun of your mother?
I'm sorry.
I'll fight you.
I just.
But yeah, and I remember I tried to jump in on that inside joke or whatever. He didn't answer us yet. Maybe he left.
Yeah, Atlanta area.
Georgia. I would like to go to Georgia.
He said Atlanta area.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
You're writing a book.
I am writing a book. And a lot of it has to do with my spiritual journey. It was weird. It was weird going through the process because I explained why I wrote the book and stuff in the beginning of the book. Mm-hmm. But God, it's not like a Christian book or like a preachy book about that, but God comes up in my life. It's part of my story.
Of you, yeah.
And I'm not like, and it felt weird like when I was writing it and I was like, I was trying to make it so people wouldn't be uncomfortable who weren't Christians. Mm-hmm. But then I felt inauthentic and I'm like, you know what, if you don't like the God part, and I saved like, there's a whole chapter about God at the very end of the book, and I made it the very end of the book so no one's going to read the first chapter and be like, oh, this book is terrible.
Well, now they're going to know.
Well, I don't. If they stop at the end, that's fine. You can
Yeah.
do what you gotta do.
No, I said now they're going to know because they're going to hear about it. They're like, I'm not buying that book. Not if he's talking about Jesus. Just kidding.
But, it comes up. It's part of my life. I try to make that the first part of my day. Well, actually, that's not true because I roll over in bed. I make sure all the red dots in my phone are gone because that drives me crazy. So I check all those.
Oh my God, you hate my phone.
Yeah, I know. I've told you about that many times. And then I do my Spanish lesson, and then I go straight to my ice bath where I sit there for about 2.5 minutes and pray to God.
All while I'm going crazy trying to get the kids ready for breakfast, for school.
Our modes are very different. I think because you have so much other stuff you're doing. Because when I get them ready, I walk over to Lincoln, I lay down and say, "Hey, buddy, let's wake up. It's time to start the day." And he goes, "Okay." And I say, "What do you want for breakfast?" And he goes, "What do we have?" I said, "Cereal, waffles like this." Can I have cereal? Yeah. What kind do you want? This. Okay, perfect. I pour him cereal. I go to Cody and I go, "Hey, stupid."
Better not call my princess stupid.
I don't, but it's very different the way I wake her up versus.
Well, she's usually already awake.
Yeah.
But
then I ask her what she wants, and then basically I'm getting ready, and I just every 5 minutes ago, this many minutes.
I do the same
this many minutes, this many minutes, and then
I just need medication to do it. I'm just kidding.
I mean, ice bath. It's a good time.
Uh-oh. I lost everyone.
More things to do here than North Carolina. Yeah, because it's a bigger city. Yeah, you're definitely going to have more stuff. And it's more southern, more popular.
And you get flashed on Mardi Gras. Isn't that where it is? No, that's Louisiana.
Louisiana. It's pretty much, it's all the same, the butthole of the United States.
The butthole.
Yeah. Big old sweaty butthole. You ever get swamp butt?
When I used to play drums, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's like you feel so cute.
What
like
I would do to just collect some of those drips. But anyways, what was I talking about? Ice baths. Every morning I get down to get my ice bath, and I pray about what I'm thankful for, what I'm sorry for, and what I would like to change in my life.
And I don't listen to your prayers, but I think one of the biggest turn-ons, if you will, is, we have a vent like right above our bedroom. So one day I was like, what the hell is that noise? It just sounded like, I'm like, what is it? It was driving me crazy. And I'm just walking around the room and then I get down and I'm like listening to the vent and it's you praying. I don't know what you said, but I was like, oh, my husband. It's so powerful to have a man that prays over your family. To me.
How do you know I was praying over the family?
Because you've told me.
I
don't know in that moment if you were praying, but I know that you do that, whether it's on occasion or not. But it's so, babies, my babies is here. It's so powerful that was you, Brittany. My sister's also, I just love everybody. I did a little doggy hump on her yesterday when she came to my work. Sorry, we are going on so many sex tangents with this spiritual talk. But when I get excited, I'm like a little puppy. Anyways, feeling like you're covering our family in prayer is like so powerful and makes me feel really good and confident about our family. Because I do it too, and I never have felt like I'm alone in this and I'm the only one praying for our family. But when the man does it, the leader of your family, and I know so many women are just, I know so many women are just like, women can be leaders too. Yes. In like, having a male leader in your family, which is a biblical thing, is so powerful and so beautiful. And I hope that the world can my prayer for the world is that they understand that. My prayer for this podcast is that they understand that. Having a leader. And it's not because I don't have to do anything. Like I see all these TikToks. It's like, and it is funny, but I love holding my husband's hand because I just walk around aimlessly while he figures out where we're going, buys me an iced latte and
check it. Okay. The perimeter looks clear.
Yes. You're just making sure everything
exits,
is okay.
We got 2 exit strategies. Okay. We got
and yes, that is like so wonderful. That's not exactly what I mean, but that also is wonderful to have that just protector. And it's a lot on your shoulders and could be burdensome for you. But at the same time, I truly feel like the male leadership in your family is a dynamic that I hope everybody can want and not see it as a masculinity, toxic masculinity, or you know,
annoying.
all that stuff. It's
Toxic
not that,
masculinity.
because I have my own things in the house that I'm in charge of and that I take over, and I'm in charge of like meal prepping and doing all of our meals and making sure the kids have like extracurricular activities. I definitely have my role in the family, and it's just as not, you know, it's just as important as what you do, but having that like male leader. And I want people to not see that as such a bad thing. I feel like that's such a negative.
We're a team. I like a leader is just one person designated for that role, and you're still a team. You're still working towards the same goal. I'm not a supervisor where I just go, I'm directing the family, you know.
Lindsay?
All right.
Lindsay.
Lindsay. You know, yes, I think I fit nicely in that role of leader, though, because that's a natural spot. And the only time I feel like our family isn't functioning properly is when I'm not being allowed to lead, or there's friction in my leadership, or trusting of my judgment, or whatever, you know. Stuff
Well, you
like
also married into a single mother. I was a single mother, so I was used to being like in charge of my child. What?
I was just agreeing with JD. A marriage is a team.
Yes. So I still struggle with that sometimes, because it's like I've raised a child on my own for 5 years, but not really, because I had a lot of help. But it's like you came with that. I was also a manager for a long time, so I had that like in me to just like lead, and that has slowly dissipated. But it's like
you've got that where you need it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to reignite that fire in areas, especially the bedroom.
Oh my God. Here we go again. Spirituality sex talk. We should name it that. Spirituality sex talk.
I feel close to God when we're in the bedroom. Can I just say that? I'm very spiritual in the bedroom.
Sex can be like a very spiritual thing.
It can be. Like sometimes it's just like, yeah. But then sometimes it's like, connection. I feel so close to you, and
it's really hot in here. Oh my God.
Yeah, take it off. Must be the mulled wine. What was I saying? Oh, you were talking about the leadership, the male leadership, and why, like, you wish people understand. There's like studies, and if I knew this was gonna come up, I would have pulled up that exact study. But there's studies like on the way that girls interact with each other and the way guys interact with each other. And
thanks, babe.
One of the studies was showing that like guys will play games where there's a hierarchy structure, where leaders will happen, and then they'll compete and play games and stuff like that. And girls, they structure themselves where no one's the leader. It's just about relationships and personalities. And there's nothing wrong with either of those things. And there's also nothing wrong with a girl fitting more in line with the guys, or the guys fitting more in line with the girls. Those are all fine. Mm-hmm. But it would be wrong if like I married a girl who was also more in league with the guys and was fighting for leadership the whole time, or if I was a very submissive person, relational, and I married someone like you who's more relational, stuff like that too, because there would be no leader, there'd be chaos all the time. Mm-hmm. And so someone needs to step up. If you're in that kind of relationship, someone needs to step up and someone needs to step down. And God made a plan for it, but if you think your plan's better, give it a shot. I mean, you've been doing it for how long? And has it been working?
Never better.
That's what I say when people like say, "Oh, God doesn't know." Like, well, okay, you've been living your life. How long? How do you feel about it? Mm-hmm. Are you doing good? And that's what I wrote that in the book too. It's like, hey, if your life's perfect and you never wonder if I could do better, or like sometimes I would lay in bed at night and think like, why am I like this? Why can't I change? Why can't I be a better person? You know? And it's like, if you don't ever lay in bed and think about that stuff, then don't read this book. Okay, this book is for people who want to change, who want to be better. Yeah. And God is for people who want to change, want to be better. If you're already the perfect person, God's not for you. you're nailing it. You're killing it. Keep on doing it, like winning, like, because you're doing it. But if you are weak, if you do struggle with things, if you, you're not getting it right, you're not living the best life. God, he's the answer, or she, or they, whatever. I don't know. I just call God a he because
he's our leader. Take me to your leader.
Take me to. And there's a difference between a man's love and a woman's love too.
For sure.
Like the way I love. They're equally good loves. Right. I don't want to say one is better than the other, but the way like a man loves is more like a
discipline.
Yeah, exactly. Disciplinarian love where like, hey, you need to grow, you need to change. And a mother is more like, here, everything's okay. I got you. I love you. Let me keep you safe and here forever. And they're both necessary for good growth.
Since Brittany's on here, this made me think of her because I feel like there are instances where it is like when she was living with us, she was the disciplinarian between us two. It was like, oh, whoa, Aunt Brittany's here. And I feel like with her and Zach, it would probably be, he'd be like the lovey one and she'd be. So I feel like
they're probably pretty similar, but they're both like more country bred people.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and that's just, and I think a lot of what she was doing was more like respect for us than her own parenting. I think she knew how I wanted things to be, and so she was respecting those rules with the kids.
Yep.
I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brittany. I don't know. Maybe. Cheers.
But I'm just saying, like, there are mothers that aren't more disciplinarians than the lover. But
my mother was, she wanted to be the disciplinarian.
I didn't have any disciplinarian. Sorry, go ahead.
My mother wanted to be like the strict, tough, mom, but she wasn't. And she was just trying to fill a role that she felt needed to be filled. And good for her for trying, but it doesn't work for a mom. I don't think any mom. I mean, you can like have this like but really like the dad, even if the dad is like, I don't know.
It's true because
it's not always the same. But like with my mom, at least in my experience, it was like, I get what you're doing here, but you're always going to rescue me. You're always going to save me, and that's the love you need from your mom.
That's probably how I am with the kid. Well, mainly Lincoln. It's like I can say, clean your room, clean your room, clean your room, clean your room. And he doesn't. And the second you come up, Lincoln, listen to your mom, respect your mom, clean your room. Okay. I was like, oh my God, where have you been? Yeah. So.
Well, a trick that my mom used to do that worked on us was she would say, I'm going to tell your dad.
Yeah. They don't like when I say that either.
Which
especially Lincoln, he really wants to please you. And
yeah. And it does suck having to be the guy who is that, who's like I got to come home now. And because you told, they're going to be in trouble. Now I have to come home straight away and spank my kids. And it sucks to be that person.
Oh, I'll spank. They just, it just won't like affect them.
Just get
with
a
Cody,
belt.
With Cody it would, because she's more of a mama's girl. But
just get a belt, bro.
I couldn't. I respect, but I couldn't. Not with the kids. With the dogs, yeah, but not with the kids.
Yeah, the dogs are.
Actually, I've used a spoon before on them.
Yeah,
and that was very effective because I have not used a spoon in a long time.
Yeah,
I literally can just say it now. Like, do I need to get that again?
Do
we need to bring that out again?
Pull a switch off. Like a lot of
me chancla.
A lot of kids used to get just slapped around and backhanded or punched even by their parents.
Yeah.
My dad slapped me once and it was like mortifying to him. It was for both of us. It was like
same.
But dude, like kids go through that all the time and we have no idea, and we just think they're just shitty, terrible kids. And what's going on at home? This has nothing to do with spirituality, except we should pray for those kids.
Yeah, because sometimes it is. Yeah, a lot of times people don't. Yeah. Anyways,
what you got? I know you got something.
No. I think I got everything.
Oh, we have been talking for a hot minute now.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, you want to go do karaoke?
Karaoke.
Karaoke?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
As long as we can pray on the way.
Yeah. We love you guys so much. Thanks for the 4 of you that support us.
Yes, thank you so much. And for those listening, donate $5, $10, $20. Donate some money to Laundry Love for us.
Or at least share it.
Or share the video, share the website, share this, guys. It would really help us a lot. Yes, ask your question, absolutely.
Yes.
But
Question.
seriously, Laundry Love is getting bigger and bigger, and it's becoming more of a burden on us, and it's getting harder for us to afford. And it would really help if you could just donate a little bit. And so share this video, ask people else to donate, and all that other stuff. No, I don't think we have talked about marriage counseling.
You mean like in a podcast or like tonight, Brittany? Like in one of our previous podcasts? Because
marriage counseling is a great idea.
I think
we talked to Justice, I think,
yeah.
right?
Was it Justice? I feel like it wasn't Justice.
I feel like we talked to Justice or something. Oh, it was like that older gentleman.
Yeah.
With the glasses.
We did. You know what? I did marriage counseling with my ex-fiance. And
a lot of good that did.
No, it did, because I think he maybe went to one and I went to the others, and she made me realize that, yeah, you're in the, and she was a Christian therapist, and him and I were both Christians. And she made me realize, like, you're just in this, you're settling, so she helped me realize that. So I can't, and
but you were still going to do it.
I was still going to do it because he had already made up his mind at that point, I'm pretty sure. But I was still like willing to make it work, because to me, it's like, I've already come this far. I have a child. If Juliana wasn't in the picture, I probably would not have. But I don't know. That's
another thing too. That's something that for a sex before marriage thing. It's like children are. It's weird to say consequence of that, because Juliana's great, but you mess around, that's gonna happen. And then when you have a kid, and that's a whole nother obstacle, and you want to find security and love and relationships, all these things. Mm-hmm. It's all about the drama and love and relationships. Sorry.
Relationships.
It's how he says it in the song. Okay.
Relationships.
Babyface. #babyface. Yeah, it's like this whole thing. But let's talk about that maybe next week or something. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. Anyways, donate to Laundry Love. Link in the description.
And sister.
I love everyone who came to.
And Ian, whoever you are.
Ian, whoever you are.
All of you. I just love you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. And please share the video with more people. Yada, yada, yada. Thanks for sticking by for, what are we called again? Marriage is for Quitters.
Marriage is for Quitters.
Marriage is for Quitters, where we learn
to
marriage.
Marriage is for
Quitters. Wait, is it your right hand? Quitters.
I don't know.
No, wait, that's the wrong way.
Quitters. I know, but I'm looking like I'm doing something dirty. Quitters.
We're learning to stop being selfish and be your person's person. So we will see you next time.